The story of the Ukraine-Russia crisis does not begin in 2021 or 2014. It begins in the 9th century. There was a time when the two countries were one. When Ukraine gave its nuclear arsenal to Russia. Russia's Vladimir Putin has repeatedly denied planning to attack Ukraine. But the US president believes he has decided to invade. An estimated 150,000 Russian troops are positioned within reach of Ukraine's borders. For months the US said it did not think a final decision had been made. But on 18 February President Joe Biden said he believed Mr. Putin had decided to attack in the coming days. Russia is adamant it has no plans to attack Ukraine, a country of 44 million people. But it has before, in 2014, when it seized Crimea and backed a conflict in Ukraine's eastern Donbas region. According to the US, Russia has moved more than 150,000 troops close to Ukraine's borders, both in Russia and in Belarus. The US defense official says 40 to 50% are in an attack position. Russia says it has withdrawn some units as they end military exercises. But NATO sees no sign of Russian de-escalation, with a massive invasion force ready to attack from Crimea to Belarus. President Putin has insisted Russia does not want war and is ready to negotiate. But he has also threatened appropriate retaliatory military technical measures if his demands for security guarantees are not met. Russia has also ramped up its rhetoric, and the West believes it is creating a pretext for attack. Why is Russia threatening Ukraine? Russia has long resisted Ukraine's move towards European institutions, both NATO and the EU. Its core demand now is for the West to guarantee Ukraine will not join NATO, a defensive alliance of 30 countries. Ukraine shares borders with both the EU and Russia, but as a former Soviet republic it has deep social and cultural ties with Russia, and Russian is widely spoken there. When Ukrainians deposed their pro-Russian president in early 2014, Russia annexed Ukraine's southern Crimean peninsula and backed separatists, who captured large swathes of eastern Ukraine. The rebels have fought the Ukrainian military ever since in a conflict that has claimed more than 14,000 lives. Russia has complained that a 2015 Minsk peace deal for eastern Ukraine is far from being fulfilled. But it also accused of being part of the lingering conflict. What does Putin want? Russia has spoken of a moment of truth in recasting its relationship with NATO and has highlighted three demands. First, it wants a legally binding pledge that NATO does not expand further. For us it's absolutely mandatory to ensure Ukraine never, ever becomes a member of NATO, said Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov. Mr. Putin has complained Russia has nowhere further to retreat to. Do they think we'll just sit idly by? Last year President Putin wrote a long piece describing Russians and Ukrainians as one nation. He has described the collapse of the Soviet Union in December 1991 as the disintegration of historical Russia, and considers Ukraine's current leaders as running an anti-Russian project. President Putin has also argued that, if Ukraine joined NATO, the alliance might try to recapture Crimea. Its other core demands are that NATO does not deploy strike weapons near Russia's borders, and that it removes forces and military infrastructure from member states that joined the alliance from 1997. That means Central Europe, Eastern Europe, and the Baltics.